Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. We are located in Frederick, Colorado. My name is Larry Vickers. If you've been watching the videos lately, you can tell we really focused in on comparing Freightliners to pickups. And during those videos, a lot of times I'll ask you to imagine a pickup as we compare the two. Well, today I chose to take that a step farther, and we're bringing a pickup into the video today. Now, this is a 1-ton. It is actually owned by our horse trailer sales department, and for that purpose, the pickup is perfect. I mean, it runs trailers to the acid wash a few miles away a couple of times a week. They take it to transport empty trailers to the stock show in January. It kind of serves that purpose. If they have to deliver one, an empty trailer, it does that too. So the pickup actually has a very good purpose and functions very well towards them. With that being said, that's not who my customers are. My customers are either horse trailer people, that rodeo and it's going to be towing a horse trailer coast to coast, that sort of thing, or a high percentage of them are RVs. They're going to tow their RV, and go see the United States and go all over the place. So that's primarily who my focus is on, is that clientele. But there are people that are still looking at pickups in order to do those types of things, to go rodeoing or go RVing with. So that's where I come in, and I want to compare the differences between the two. So as we look at them both from the side, safety is the number one advantage that Freightliner offers over pickups. That's number one. So as we look at the two from the side, we can already see a big safety advantage, and that's simply the size and the mass of the Freightliner. Okay, say we're driving each one of these, something bad happens, we get in a wreck. And it's not a fender bender, a full-blown wreck. So which one of those two are we going to walk away from, or have a higher chance of walking away from if we are in an accident? Advantage falls to Freightliner by not just a little bit. That Freightliner weighs approximately 14,000 pounds, okay? The pickup, on the other hand, weighs right around 7, right in that area there. So simply the size and the mass of these two, the safety advantage goes to Freightliner. Let's talk about it a little bit from an economic standpoint. And we can already see it. Which one of those, by taking a look at them, is going to last longer? Which one's going to be more durable? The advantage again falls to Freightliner. The pickup truck, we're going to get 300,000 miles on it, and then try to do something with it at that time. And I have a perfect example of that. I had a gentleman in that does some transporting. His pickup has 340,000 miles on it, and he wants to get out of it and maybe purchase a Freightliner. Well, that's all fine and good, but what do you think the value of a pickup with 340,000 miles on it is? It's not good. Compare that to a Freightliner. You run that Freightliner 340,000 miles, you're looking at roughly, it's only half done. So when your percentage of wanting to do something at that point in time, in terms of getting value back, value falls to Freightliner. So that's the second advantage. A third one we can still see from the outside as we are, and that's comfortability. Obviously the Freightliner is bigger, and we're going to take a look at some other comfort advantages. But when we look at them from the side, since it is bigger, it has more room, it has more space, it comes with air ride. So from the comfortability standpoint, huge advantage falls to Freightliner. Now as we start, we're going to take a look at both of them from the front and kind of dive into things a little bit deeper. And we'll start by taking a look at the Freightliner. As you can tell already, just comparing the two side by side, the Freightliner is substantially taller. Okay, so when we're in traffic, we're actually above it. Therefore, you can see things coming in front of you. Now, as we look at this particular one, and we'll start at the ground and work our way up. This is a brand new Freightliner M2 106 with a Summit hauler conversion. So we see the tow hooks located right in the middle. The bumper is broken into 3 sections. So if we do ding this up, we can simply replace that bumper. We come on up and find an aftermarket grille. Above that, I'm going to focus in on the hood for just a second. So that is made of compressed fiberglass. I mean, we had a hailstorm come through last year and just beat up the pickups. But this is very durable and it's tough. You really couldn't tell anything had happened to the Freightliners. Above that, the windshield is made of 2,500 square inches of glass. So it's very large, which makes visibility simply outstanding. And above that, we see a row of orange lights. So let's look at the front of the pickup, since we're going side by side, one-on-one. I mean, it has the tow hooks. It's got a large grille. Let's come in and take a look at this hood. This is exactly what I was just talking about. What do you see? That's hail damage. That's that hailstorm that came through last year. See how beat up that truck is? That's something that simply doesn't happen with a Freightliner because of the toughness and durability advantage it has. Going up and take a look at the windshield, not nearly the volume in terms of visibility that we have in the Freightliner. Freightliners traditionally come with a tougher glass on the windshield. We take a look, boom. This one's dinged up as well, so that's something they're going to have to get replaced. Let's take a look underneath the hood and compare the two. That's the Duramax. That's a very good engine, there's no doubt about it. That's an engine that has been around for a very, very long time, and there's a reason for it, and that's because it lasts. You know, and by lasting, I mean you're going to get 350,000 miles out of it. Let's take a look at how large the engine is, because we're comparing the two, how much room we have under the hood. See how things are really jammed in here? There's really not any room to do anything, you know, because technology has made it so that everything has to be packed in here. So as we kind of just see the size of that particular engine, and we're just kind of projecting the life of the truck. So as we walk on over, we're going to compare that to what's underneath the hood of the Freightliner. This is going to be the Cummins 8.9 liter engine. This offers 360 horsepower and roughly 1,150 foot-pounds of torque. So we just took a look under the hood of the pickup. What do we see? What's the big difference? That engine's a lot larger, for one. You know, we talk about toughness and durability. It's going to take a lot to damage that. In addition, see how much room and space is under here? We can do stuff. I mean, we can check fluids here and directly across. Right here is the fuel water separator. Didn't see that on the GMC. Here's power steering fluid. One thing that's nice under here is if we do leave batteries on, the lights on, something happens and the batteries are dead, we can actually jump start the vehicle right there. As we come on in and take a look at the tires, it comes with Michelin 255 80R 22.5. I mentioned this is a Summit hauler conversion. There's plenty of advantages to the Summit hauler when you compare it to the competition as well. Right here is one. That's a tire balancer. So those come with BBs and a little bit of hydraulic oil. So as you pick up speed and you gain momentum, it balances the entire rotating mass. Consequently, things are safer if everything is balanced. It makes for a more comfortable ride, and they actually extend tire life up to 40%. This truck is stock number 230699. Underneath here is the block heater. People that live in cold climates can simply plug that truck in to keep everything warm. As we take a look inside the driver's seat, both the driver and passenger seat are air ride. Those adjustments can be made right here. They are heated as well. This is for the lumbar system, so that lets air in and out of the back of the seat. In addition to that, it comes with a kill switch located right here. Chances are whoever purchases this truck is mainly going to use it for those long trips we talked about. Consequently, it may sit for a while. So by having a kill switch in there that eliminates all stray voltage, that will help prolong the life of the battery. Under here is one of two 50-gallon fuel tanks. The other one is on the opposite side. So we have a total of 100 gallons of fuel. Beside that is the def tank, which holds 6 gallons. As we take a look at the back seat makes down into a bed by pushing a button and then taken back up again to the normal sitting position. But I want to leave it down just for a second because we are doing this comparison. So if we are on a long trip, and we're pretty much worn out from driving, and we want to jump in the back seat and take a nap and rest for a while, let's look at the space this has and walk over and compare to the space that the pickup has. There's the difference. So if you're making a long trip, you can either be crammed in back there and try to sleep for a few hours before you need to get on the road again, or if you have the Freightliner, you can lay that seat down and basically rest comfortably until it's time to go again. Let's look inside the passenger seat just to get an example of how much room and space that this pickup has. Well, when you compare that to the Freightliners, it's basically not even close. Let's go back and look at the bed of the Freightliner. It comes with two storage compartments, a little bit smaller one in back and a larger one here. As you can see, it's diamond plated, and it comes with a connection for an air hose if one's needed. I think that air hose is going to surprise you on how much you're going to use it after you purchase the truck. Not only is it there to help air up tires if they get low, but it helps you keep the truck clean on the interior as well. So let's bounce back to the pickup real quick and look at that storage. This isn't a traditional bed. Obviously, this is a flat bed designed to do what these guys wanted to do. So we just looked at the size and how much storage room that has. We'll compare it to the pickup. See how everything's just kind of crammed in there? So storage comparison between the two, yet another advantage that falls to Freightliner. So on the Summit hauler, the backup camera is located right there. As we come on down, we see two holes pre-drilled. So if you are in need of even additional storage, I can have a storage box shipped right to your location. Or with enough notice, we can have it here and all set up and ready to go upon delivery. The bed is diamond plated. As you can see, it comes with a gooseneck ball. It's ready to go. If you are in need of an RV fifth wheel hitch, we can have that done for you. The most popular one is called the Hensley hitch. Now that is a hitch that is on airbags. It's also known as a trailer saver. So when you're traveling, it's on air suspension. So that's going to accomplish a couple of things. One is going to prevent wear and tear on your trailer, and it's going to make for a more comfortable ride for you because you're really not going to feel all those potholes as you're going down the road. Here's where we hook up the lights. This is for the Voyager system. That's the same system that the backup camera uses. So if you are in need of more cameras, simply install them and hook them up right there. And below that is where we hook up the lights for a bumper pull. And finally, as we go down, we see the hitch for a bumper pull trailer. Now, as we come on around and admire the truck from this side, let's talk about brakes for a little bit. This has air brakes in it. The pickup we've been looking at has hydraulic brakes. So if we have a small leak in both, the fluid is just going to continue to leak out of the pickup until you get that line replaced. So if it's long enough, there is a chance to go to hit those brakes and there's nothing there. We obviously have an unlimited supply of air, so we can simply keep replenishing those brakes until we get a chance to get that line replaced. In addition to that, I've driven both, and I've noticed that you can stop a lot quicker and a lot sharper on air brakes compared to hydraulics. As we take a look inside the passenger seat, again, it is air ride with the same adjustments made on the other side. We've talked about advantages that the Summit hauler has over the competition. Well, the quality of the seat is one of the big ones. I can basically guarantee you that the Summit hauler conversion has the softest, most comfortable seats on the market today. Now, as we take a look from the ground, this simply justifies what we've been talking about in terms of how much room and space is available. So those long journeys really aren't going to feel like much. So let's crawl on in and take a closer look at the inside. And we'll take a look directly in front. As we talked about the visibility simply being outstanding, here's proof that it is. See how we are higher, like I talked about, so we'll be able to see things in front of us. Plus, with the large windshield, we can see things coming along the sides as well. The backup camera is located right up here. So when you go to hook up your trailer, simply look up and it's right there. A high percentage of my customers, if they're driving it and don't happen to be towing, leave that on because you can see things coming up behind you as well. The dash is wraparound. It's not flat. So when you're in your travels, if we need to make an adjustment, it's simply right over here and we're good to go. A big safety advantage is this engine brake. The pickup we've been looking at has hydraulics, or has a exhaust brake. This is an engine brake. So if we're coming down a sharp decline, we turn that to high, we actually have 350 horses coming back at us. Therefore, it slows everything down and making it safer for you and your family and the other drivers on the road as well. Automatic transmission here. Right now, we're in neutral with the brake on. When we're ready to go, release the brake, R for reverse, D for drive, and we're on our way. It can be turned into a manual transmission simply by pressing mode, and you can adjust the gears right here. Cruise control, intermittent marker lights. This is traction control. This locks the differential. Mirror heaters located here. This is the dump valve that lets air out of the bed of the truck. So you would use that when hooking up your trailer. Let all the air out. Use your backup camera to help you back right underneath the trailer. Put the air back in and all you got to do is secure it and you're ready to go. This is the light test button. So if by pushing that, all the lights on the outside light up, you would use that in a pre-trip inspection to make sure everything is working properly before you start your journey. Rear air conditioning here. So turn that to blue for cool. Turn the fan on, assist blowing air to the back of the cab. You can also use that in the winter time to blow heat back there. Red arc trailer brake located here. This dial is for the stereo. Climate control located here. Now there are a couple of cup holders here, and as we take a look inside the console, we see more than ample storage room inside there. So as we review, we compared a Freightliner M2 106 with a 1-ton pickup. If you have any other questions about this hauler, please give me a call at 303-684-3404. Feel free to email me at larry.vickers@transwest.com, or for more information, simply click on the link below. Thanks for tuning in today.